starts for the Falcons coming up on Sunday against the Chicago Bears. Make sure you guys check out Locked On Falcons with Aaron Freeman. For your very next listen, make sure you check out the Locked On Sports Today podcast. Biggest stories of the day, instant reactions, big game recaps, plus the take of the day. And it's available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Georgia getting set to take on Kentucky this weekend. And I don't think they'll have any problem. I'm laying the 22 and a half. I'm not even worried about it. I don't think Kentucky's offense is going to score. I mean, Georgia should win this game probably by about like 38 to 10 is my guess. But beyond that, you start to look at what is left of the teams that could actually make the college football playoff, and who could give Georgia the biggest amount of trouble. And it's really the one team we don't know anything about because Georgia hasn't played them anytime recently, and that's Ohio State. They probably match up the best. I mean, I know what Georgia fans do because you kicked the snot out of Michigan last year. Clearly, that means you'll absolutely do the same thing this year. It doesn't actually mean that. But anyway, the thing about Michigan this year is I have more concerns about their offense. And the one thing that they do super well is the one thing that Georgia does super well, and that's stop the run. Um, I mean, to me, it's one of those deals where I don't know if Michigan could pass their way into a game. I think defensively, Michigan could give Georgia's offense some fits, better than Ohio State for that matter. But that again, Georgia fans automatically would tell you there's no way Michigan could ever beat Georgia because last year they they couldn't beat Georgia. I don't really see a threat from TCU. They will get overmatched by Georgia. That's just I think it's a talent disparity more than anything else. Um, and I feel like TCU would probably get mollywopped by Ohio State or Michigan. Um, I don't think they would get mollywopped by Tennessee or LSU. I think those would be a little bit more competitive games. Those styles are more similar than what you think. TCU could get into a shootout with Tennessee and keep up. I think TCU could probably beat LSU, but TCU is probably a little bit stronger defensively than LSU is. But again, you SEC boys will tell me that I'm dead wrong. Knock yourself out. And USC of all teams probably well, they would certainly wouldn't give Georgia a problem because defensively USC may lose this week to UCLA because defensively there are some holes there. Offensively, I think they could keep up with Georgia, but that's not really what it's about. Georgia can dictate the game and the game script because of how physical they are up front. Like that's ultimately what they could do, and that changes things dramatically for any team that they play. I mean, and the only other team, honestly, that Georgia should fear, but they don't have to fear them because they're not getting in, is Alabama, and that's just familiarity, right? I mean, take any rivalry, that it's always generally a coin flip type scenario because the teams know each other so well. I mean, any SEC team should sort of make Georgia a little bit nervous, even if it is Tennessee, just because you know that they bring the same talent level for the most part to the equation, right? Like that's the big part that a lot of people are discounting is simply that you know any SEC team could hang with Georgia theoretically because they play in the same conference with the same level of talent. But Ohio State really is the one that we're all lusting after, and Ohio State could be very much a team that never gets to play Georgia because they might not get there. That's why I'm more of a proponent of two Big Ten teams getting in than I am two SEC teams getting in because I kind of want to definitively see Georgia Ohio State one way or another. Because either you get them in the semifinals or if they get past them, you see them in the finals. But um, I think to me again, I will tell you guys repeatedly, I don't think Tennessee belongs in. I certainly don't think LSU belongs in the college football playoff. I don't think they are either one of those teams are one of the best four teams in the country, resume or roster type. Whether they're the best or the most deserving, I don't think they fit in either one of those categories. I'm on an island with it. That's fine. I'm used to being there. I mean, clearly Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU is not one of the four best teams in the country, but their resume is one of the foremost deserving to this point. They've got to get past Baylor this weekend. I think they will. Um, Bookmakers continue to undervalue this team. I'm not sure why. It's only a 2.5 point spread. It should be more than that. But that said, once you get past those four teams, I mean, USC is not one of the four best teams in the country. Now, they may put together a deserving resume when it comes to being 12-1 in a conference champ. And I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. If USC is a 12-1 Pac-12 champion, they 100% belong in over Tennessee and LSU. Period. Period. Because neither one of those teams are winning their conference championship. Period. There's no way around it. They absolutely 100% belong in. Don't get it twisted. All right, we got some Atlanta Braves news to get to here in a moment on their future and what solution they have at shortstop if they have one. If they lose Dansby Swanson, but first a word from our friends at Built Bar. Guys, you've heard me tell you about Built Bar Puffs. If you haven't tried them yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's just one of life's greatest joys. And Built Bar Puffs has a brand new flavor. It is cookie dough chunk. It is absolutely out of this world delicious, covered in 100% real chocolate. Here's the best part, guys. Only 116 calories, a whopping 15 grams of protein, and it is absolutely the perfect snack that you need in your life, whether it's in between meals, on the go, something late at night before you go to bed. If you don't want to fill yourself up too much, but you want something healthy and sweet, that's where Built Bar Puffs and the cookie dough chunk flavor come in. Real chunks of cookie dough, guys. I mean, who doesn't love cookie dough? It's like un-American not to love cookie dough. But like I said, these are healthy for you. You can go to built.com, get a box for yourself, hide them away from the kids, take one to the office. Perfect snack, guys. And the easiest way to do it is go to built.com. And also, when you go to built.com, you're going to use that promo code locked on 15. Again, built.com and the promo code locked on 15. You'll get 15% off your first order. Use the promo code locked on 15 at built.com.